taken to stop and prevent its occurrence. The church fathers helped this out. The rabbis helped this out. Being wishy-washy about serving Elohim or serving pagan deities washed this out. So it departed because its authority was questioned and opposed, and then action was taken to stop or prevent its occurrence. Spiritual poverty can be defined as an inability to hear from the Ruach due to poor perception of the Word and lack of communication with Yehovah Elohim. How do we fix that? We had our answer. It says we have to study. We have to not just pray, but we have to sit down and have a conversation. So we build that relationship based on the Word to be able to hear the Ruach. Okay? This in itself, spiritual poverty, will stop or greatly hinder our relationship with Yehovah. This condition affects our ability to receive, in other words, to acquire or to attain guidance, or to learn from Yehovah through His Word. This causes a rift, a split, a breach, or a division between us and Yehovah our Elohim. We have the capacity to bear fruit, that if we contain life within us and we are to be fruitful and multiply, which is more than simply procreate, that we are to love our neighbor as ourselves, helping others to grow and be productive in their lives as well. Or the other side of that is that we can become ensnared by authority. We become like broken pottery, and it is this pottery, this broken pottery, that we use to understand the word of Yehovah Elohim. Our life is based on our perception of Shin, our point of view, or Elohim's point of view, as well as our own carnal desires, the authority of the flesh, or the authority of the word of Yehovah. So we can ask, where do I abide? In the authority of Yehovah Elohim or in my own authority? And hopefully this study, in beginning to understand why the tower was built, helps us to understand a little bit about where the rift began and where the rift can become, where the rift can begin in our lives if we allow it. This opens our eyes to say, hey, I'm starting to shift towards the wrong side of the river. I need to refocus. I need to take more time to communicate with my Elohim. I need to take maybe some more time to go through the Psalms or the Proverbs to straighten myself out. I need to take some time to read the book of Ecclesiastes to see that all this junk isn't worth it. That without my relationship, I need to take the time to read the Sermon on the Mount that tells me, blessed are the ones that recognize their spiritual poverty, because theirs is the kingdom of heaven. And blessed are they who mourn about it, because they will be comforted. So we take the time to get into the Word. We take the time to communicate with our Elohim. And this allows us to stay on the right path. Any questions about this? All right, the new method backfired, so we'll try this again next time. I wanted to hand out the handout and, just kind of have a back and forth and everybody write down and stuff and then compare it. But this is the, that's the handout with the actual, there might not be enough in that one, so. The handout with the notes for this particular study. But anybody have any questions on this? Okay. Keep all this stuff in mind, because when we start to go into the construction of the tower, it's really an eye-opener. Because we see ourselves doing a lot of the things that they were actually doing when they built it. And so it's kind of a forewarning to us that I need to change. I need to fix this little piece of my life. It's not always the big things. Sometimes it's the little things that sneak up on us. Groovy doobie?
Groovy doobie.
Groovy doobie.